Well, hello, family. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. Hi. Let's talk about some changes coming up. So, we have been moving, if you have noticed, from YouTube over to Substack. And full stop, fam. Like, seriously, the algorithms on YouTube aren't doing us any favors. They're emboldened trolls are getting on my nerves, and Substacks gives us more control over our message. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been noticing lately. Over the last decade or so, I would say last 5 years for sure, the financial squeeze has happened to not just us, but also our white friends. And that precarious financial existence, that constant money worry, yeah, we're welcoming a lot of our allies to the party. Now, if you are Gen X and you live through Reaganomics, you know that 40 years of trickle down economics has finally reached its logical conclusion. Nothing has trickled down at all. Wages have been flat since the 80s, while CEO pay shot up 1,460%. Rent takes almost half of a worker's income. And that's only if you're regularly working. Healthcare costs can bankrupt you overnight. Higher education is a luxury item with a lifetime payment plan. The safety nets that we've been conditioned into always trying to maintain, all of those have been shredded. Union membership has dropped from 35% to barely 10%. Pensions have disappeared. And now everyone is gambling their entire retirement in a stock market that feels rigged because of monopolies. Gig economy basically means no benefits, no security, and no future, which means we have to innovate around how we even earn. And then this hits us a little differently, right? Because when our friends may say, we need to budget and ask for help, we're calculating how much workplace disrespect we can stomach to keep our lights on. And when they downsize, they move to a smaller house. When we downsize, we have to move in with disapproving family or face homelessness. When they have a medical emergency, they dip into savings or ask family or a friend for help. And when we do, we have to start our GoFundMe. Same storm, different boats. Some are in yachts, some are in sturdy ships, and some of us, especially queer Black folks, we're handed a couple of sticks and told to build our own raft while the water is rising around everyone. And why? Well, because the system was designed with racial wealth extraction at its core and foundation. Redlining didn't just deny our grandparents' homes, it denied our parents' inheritance and us generational wealth or even a savings. Employment discrimination didn't just deny jobs, it denied retirement security. And when you add queer identity to that equation, the discrimination compounds, the safety net thins out even more, and the margin for error disappears completely, causing all kind of mental strain. The ultra wealthy made off with $42 trillion in the last few decades. That money came from somewhere. It came from our labor, it came from our communities, it came from our futures. So what do we do about it? Create something. Create something that makes you feel abundant. That's it. Plant something, make some art, cook a meal that nourishes your soul, not just your palate. Make your coffee slowly. Track your joy instead of just your spending. Remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to your bank account and just your net worth. Listen, there's a big difference between taking good care of yourself and that anxious, hyper vigilant budgeting trauma teaches us, right? One feels like love and the other feels like fear. One says, I deserve this. And the other says, I better plan for disaster, right? So know the difference. When you're operating from self love and self care, you make financial decisions that honor your today and your tomorrow and what's happening around you. You're going to create a budget then that includes joy as a non negotiable line item that saves your sanity. You're not going to deprive yourself of small, simple pleasures just because you want to invest in your dreams and your survival. Listen, our ancestors even knew back in the day, through the hardest times, they found ways to celebrate, to adorn themselves, to create beauty. And they understood that liberation isn't just about being free from something oppressive. It's about being free to thrive and create, to experience pleasure, to experience and have rest. And that hyper vigilant budgeting, that's financial trauma speaking. That's generations of scarcity and theft whispering, you'll never have enough. That's capitalism saying, you aren't doing enough. You can choose a different story. You can say, even within this climate, I still deserve rest and beauty. I still deserve to feel good in this body, in this skin, in this life. And that shift isn't just personal. As a community, it can become very revolutionary. Whenever you have a group of people who know their worth, who refuse to equate their value with their productivity or their bank balance, that's dangerous to a system built on extracting from you and trying to convince you that sacrifice is supposed to be perpetual from birth to death. Now, I'm creating Left Out No More, a manifesto that's dropping on Juneteenth, 2025, along with season 2 of this podcast. We're going to be turning all of our conversations into something empowering and powerful. Because queer Black wealth is normal. It's not just possible, it's our birthright. See you on Substack.